Well, just to start us off, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business?
Human is a design shop. I really don't like the term boutique. We're more of a design shop, so we focus on more cutting-edge design for both men and women. We started out as a pop-up in Livonia. Actually, we originally started out promoting over in Europe, promoting in London, Amsterdam, Brussels, Prague, and just sort of promoted over there that there is a fashion scene here in Detroit and in Michigan. And then came back here and started vending at Dally in the Alley, also Detroit Urban Craft Fair over at the Masonic, and then we also vended down in Southwest, and just kind of feeling out where would be like a good spot. When I popped up in Livonia for about 4 months, it was a good experience, but because of the culture in the shop and sort of the forward-thinking, edgy concept of it, I had many of my own customers tell me, you need to be in Detroit. And so I agreed. And I mean, I already thought about it anyways, but of course, setting up shop in Detroit is easier said than done. So once the opportunity opened up here at the Auburn, that's when I basically jumped on it and moved to Detroit.
All right, now when did you start your business here in Detroit?
Well, if you include the vending that I've been doing, it's been for about 2 years. But this physical brick and mortar location has been since Movement Weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend.
All right, and what have some of the challenges been in your years of business?
Some of the challenges, I think, have been simply to open up people's minds to the idea that there is culture here, that this is a destination spot to come and look for unique things that express your own humanness, which hence the name is Human, as well as building momentum in a sense that you continue to bring people down here, which the area is changing literally weekly, monthly, which is great. So the momentum is just increasing every month.
All right, and what impact has the Detroit name had on your business? When you tell someone we're from Detroit?
It's interesting, when I first started promoting over in Europe, the name of my business then was Detroit IE, and the name of my blog was Global Detroit Human. They kind of went together. When I came back and I popped up in Livonia, it was called Global Detroit Human. And then when I moved to Detroit, I decided that I did not want to continue to perpetuate this constantly slapping the Detroit name on every single business that opens up, because I think it's overdone. I think we do have our own culture here that doesn't necessarily have to be needy on the name Detroit, so hence I changed it to the name Human. And I'm in Detroit, so that says it right there. But as for actually being located in Detroit itself, it's interesting. There's people who walk into my shop, especially people who are not from the state, visitors, and they're really surprised to see it. I just had somebody come in from France the other day, from Paris, and he was just totally blown away with the shop. He loved it. He's like, oh, magnifique. I mean, he loved the look of it, the culture, he loved the clothes. He said these clothes would run for $300-$400 over in Paris. And he's right. I mean, there's locations in Miami that are selling clothes like this that just stay open until midnight. So, again, there's a perception, I think, when people come to Detroit that it's run down and gritty and ruin porn, and that's totally untrue. There's a lot of really great, beautiful cultural things that are going on here. So it's more of a good thing.
All right, and what keeps you staying in Detroit?
Well, I love this city. I was born in Brightmoor, and so then my family then moved to Livonia, where we settled. And plus my dad was born, lived, and died here. So there is is sort of like blood connection, I would call it. But Detroit, to me, has always been my love. It's always been my love. As soon as I got my driver's license, when I was 16 years old, if I wasn't being shipped off to my dad's place, I would come here just on my own and walk around, because there's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like Detroit in the world.
All right, and do you have any advice for businesses looking to start up here or move to Detroit?
My advice is to, obviously, location and product. Think about your location and where you're going to be and how you can best serve the people that are going to be coming into your shop. That has been the biggest focus over the last several months for me, is on my customers and understanding and knowing my customers. I think, also talking to other business owners is definitely good, but think about what is unique and what you can contribute into the Detroit community, and make sure that it's worthwhile, that it's worth coming down here to open up and to move here and to continue to contribute to this creative culture that a lot of entrepreneurs have already contributed to.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
Run my own time.